Thank you, band, and Mr. Cannell. At this time, we'd like to recognize our 4.0 students. We have 10 4.0 students this year at Belgrade High School. This is quite an accomplishment. These 10 individuals are dedicated students, wonderful people, and a proud representative of Belgrade High School. Mr. Bert Horsley and Mr. Tyler Miller, assistant principals at the high school, will now recognize them with their 4.0 pin. Kimber Andrews. Piper Bell. Nolan Brown. Fiona Collister. Hannah Nikita. Allie Pearson. Seth Poppleton. Abby Rubino. Maddie Simon. And Sophie Stillwell. That actually worked out better than I thought. I just noticed what a great segue to introducing our Salutatorian. This year's Salutatorian is a fourth generation Montana and has attended Belgrade schools since kindergarten. Incredibly, our Salutatorian has perfect attendance all 4 years of high school. salutatorian for the class of 2025 is Sophie Stovall. Sophie is headed to MSU to pursue and study microbiology pre-med. Congratulations, Sophie.
Graduation marks the end of our high school careers. No more ruler, phone hotels, start testing, and set structure for the day determined by a bell. Even though it's over, it's not the end. We have been running non-stop, hoping to make it to the finish line, but is graduation a finish line or another gunshot that goes off to mark the start of a new beginning? On the track, the starting line and the finish line happen to be the same line. Graduation marks the start of self-accountability, self-reliance, independence, and adulthood. What awaits us after high school and graduation? The unknown is one of humanity's biggest fears. The discomfort and uncertainty that come with not knowing what the future holds may be overwhelming. But the unknown brings opportunity for growth and reassurance that nothing is set in stone. While in school, we have the structure and guidance of grades and bells. Teachers and staff are there to keep us on track. But once we leave school, what we do and decide to pursue is up to us. Whether you continue your education in college, join the military, or the workforce, we continuously make decisions and are faced with challenges we might not be prepared for. We have to grow, adapt, and be resilient. Life doesn't get easier, and the world doesn't slow down and wait for you to catch up. Your potential and who you choose to be is entirely up to you. Nobody can make these decisions for you, and we're getting to the finish line. You cannot wait for the trials and tribulations to cease. We must choose to have courage and to persevere despite our circumstances. We each pave the way of our own journey. Whether you are on your own path or wherever the journey takes you, don't compare yourself with others. We sometimes get caught up in comparing our achievements and progress to those around us. We forget how far we have come and that our journey is different from theirs. Going ahead doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get there first. Just take your time and stay in your lane. It's okay to run slower. It's okay to stop and catch your breath. Comparison to others is meaningless. You just have to go your own way. We are the future. We are future teachers. We are future doctors. We are future scientists. We are future welders and builders. We are future plumbers and electricians. We are the future firefighters and police officers. We are future parents and decision makers. We are the futures in our hands. Let's make it a good one. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. Now for our valedictorian of the class of 2025. Our valedictorian this year is headed to Utah State University to study biochemistry. She has been in the district 13 years of schooling. She participated in student council for 6 of those years. She's also been involved in National Honor Society yearbook and link crew. Congratulations to our valedictorian, Piper Bell.
Years ago, many of us stood in line at Belgrade's Fall Festival, waiting to be paraded around in our brand new white class of 2025 shirts. Looking back, I'm not sure why they chose white t-shirts to give to a bunch of chubby cheeks 5 and 6-year-olds with brand little pants. Everyone was looking at how far down the shirts hung, and we hung to below our knees. We looked at the number printed across our chests. 2025, but that's so far away. It's going to take forever. I'm only bet that there were very few of us in that crowd that actually counts 25. It didn't actually take forever to get here, although it sure felt like it at times. Through long nights of studying and hours of watching the hands move around the clock, waiting for the bell to ring. But those dreadful seconds, minutes, and hours brought us here. The distinctive group of graduates whose hands are slightly less grimy and who are confident in saying that most of us can count to 25 now. For all the nights I spent laying awake at night, thinking of all the things I could talk about in a speech, when I sat down to write this, I couldn't complain. There's so much I want to say, but it's hard to keep the attention of so many people when there's not Subway surfers or Minecraft parkour playing on straight around me, so I'll try to finish over. I want to start with the phrase
phrase that many of us have used throughout our lives, whether to hype ourselves up into shooting our shot at something or someone, or to alleviate bad feelings after family tests. That phrase would be YOLO, and for those in the audience that aren't sure what it stands for, you only live once. As much as I like the phrase, I feel it falls short of depicting what living is about. Yes, as far as we as humans are aware, we do only live one life. But during that life, we are constantly living, experiencing life in new ways, discovering what it means to be human. It isn't fair to say that after graduation, you only have one life to live, whatever your next option may be. You can go and live more than one life, whether that's traveling the world or exploring new hobbies or making connections with strangers you may never see again. The possibilities are endless, well, as far as the big kind of high school graduate allows. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you get to choose the life you pursue. Life isn't already decided for you. To quote Timothy Chalamet, paraphrasing the quote from William Ernest Henley, you can be the master of your fate, you be the captain of your soul. You have to realize that life is coming from you and not at you, and that takes time. For those of you who don't know where your life leads next, I want to remind you that it's okay not to know what you want to do, or to not be completely confident in your decision. I've always found it odd that society expects a bunch of freshly graduated 18-year-olds to know what they want to do with their lives when they're only just leaving the routine they know is young. Whether you're still searching for your calling, or if you already have a plan set in stone, I urge you to do one simple thing: make a difference. We might not be the generation who finds a cure for cancer or solves the climate crisis, but we still have the power to make a difference if we put our minds to it. Start with something small. Hold the door open for a stranger or someone bring their groceries in. Then, once you find out what you're passionate about, use that passion to drive change, whether it's just in one community or on a broader scale. You've already made a difference here at Belgrade, whether you realize it or not, so don't be the kid that peaks in high school. Spread the kindness, the passion, the love I know you all have with you, wherever you end up. Finally, with graduation comes a lot of change, which I'll admit is sort of terrifying. Life will look a lot different for everyone here in the coming months, and things might get difficult. I leave you with this quote from Phoebe Bridgers. Anyways, don't be a stranger. When things get hard, don't be a stranger to those in your life. There's someone in this crowd today who showed up because they care about you. The support from friends and family you got throughout high school doesn't end here. Even the support from those sitting next to you doesn't end here. So keep in touch. Don't be a stranger. Start one of the seemingly daily calls and senior group chat if you really feel like it. There will always be people in your life there to support you, but it's up to you to reach out and grab it. I want to end by saying thank you. Thank you to the parents who endlessly supported their children throughout this journey. Thank you to the older siblings who performed as role models and the younger siblings who inspired us to be role models. Thank you to the coaches for pushing us to be our best selves and for putting up with our complaints and threats of quitting. Thank you to the teachers who granted us with the education we have today, who always care for us and put up with our shenanigans. Thank you to all staff members of Belgrade for creating an environment that fosters learning, growth, and change, and for making Belgrade what it is today. Thank you to everybody in this room for showing up today to support us graduates and celebrate this momentous occasion. And most importantly, thank you to everyone sitting in front of me for being friends, classmates, partners, acquaintances, or just a familiar face. Thank you for making these past years what they were, for making memories I'd like to remember forever, and for being who you are to create the distinctive class of 2025, Belgrade Girls Aspire. I love you guys almost as much as I live camping. Congratulations.
Thank you, Piper. The Belgrade High School class of 2025 has selected Ms. Rebecca Vondra as their graduation speakers. Ms. Vondra is a social studies teacher for us here, and we look forward to hearing from her.
Hello, everyone. What an honor it is to be here with you today. I am wildly humbled to be this year's graduation speaker. Like Ms. Smith said, my name is Rebecca Vondra. I'm a high school teacher here at Belgrade High, and I have the honor of walking alongside most of the graduating class of 2025 as they navigate their senior year. I don't know if you, the audience, knows this, but high school seniors are what we in the education business like to call just a little bit angsty. I've spent significant portions of the last few weeks verbally sparring with your students, convincing them that we have to keep going, that if they can just listen for a few minutes, I'll stop talking, and we can do an activity. And then when the activity is over, we can go on a walk outside, only if we finish our work. Kids, I'm so sorry that you have to listen to me talk. Just one more time, I swear. And then we can all go on a walk right across the stage because the diplomas await. I don't remember many details of my own high school graduation, but I do vividly remember sitting in my cap and gown in an uncomfortably warm room just like this one, next to a kid who cheated off of me in senior year statistics class. As we sat there listening to speech after speech that went in one ear and out the other, I remember making a promise to myself. The last 4 years will not be the best 4 years of my life. You've all heard that old trope, right? High school, the best 4 years of your life. The good old days, the glory days. Well, I didn't like high school that much, and I remember being concerned that that old saying would be true. No way, not me. 18-year-old Andra in full graduation regalia, tuned out all her teachers for one more time to think, I promise, I vow, I swear, these will not be the best 4 years of my life. I, just like all high school graduates, was very caught up with the question, so what's next? I hated this question. When asked what I was going to do when I graduated high school, I responded confidently, not sure, but I know I'm not going to be a teacher. This was my own form of a small rebellion because I had been told since I was young that I was a born teacher. Walking through school, I could not think of a job I wanted to do less. It sounded boring, unimpressive, uninspiring, and far too reminiscent of my mother and grandmother, who were both teachers. I wasn't just uninterested in a career in education, I was determined to avoid it. What are you going to do? What are you going to be? I wrestled with this question, just like all high school graduates do. But as I stepped into the next phase of my life, I stumbled into one of the most important things I've ever accidentally learned. Far more important than what you do is why you do it. Not what, but why. Why? Why is a way better question to ask than what. It's also weightier, more vulnerable, and significantly more difficult to explain. So I won't blame you if when you make your rounds at the grad parties to follow, you stick to the classic, what are you going to do next question. But just for a moment today, while I have some of your attention, I want you to consider why. When we ask the question why, what we're really asking is, why am I here? What is my purpose? Not just, what am I going to do next, but why am I here? Once again, I would like to submit to you that the answer to this question is far more important on the grand scale of your life. Asking what leads us to a job, but asking why leads us to a purpose. What leads us to work? Why leads us to mission? How much better would this world be if we were people of purpose instead of just to-do lists? How much better would our world be if we all had an answer to the question, why am I here? Would we be more intentional, more kind, more powerful? If we truly knew that we were here on purpose, would we be more loving? For the last few weeks, I've been wrestling with the concept of good trouble, a phrase coined by the great John Lewis. He spent his career fighting for a better world, and in doing so, he encouraged people to get into good trouble, necessary trouble, as he called it. The way he saw it, some troublemaking was good, and some troublemakers were necessary. This draws a stark contrast in a world that is increasingly apathetic and shouts, nothing matters, into a void. Boy, do I disagree. I think Lewis's idea of good trouble is deeply connected to the question of purpose, the why that I am asking you to consider today. His challenge to get into good trouble encourages people to be engaged in the world around them, to help others, to stand up for what is right, and to have the audacity to chase after purpose. In doing so, he theorized that we have a world and a much brighter future, and I could not agree with him more. A few minutes ago, I explained to you that at my own high school graduation, I was dead set against a career in education. But then someone dear to me challenged me to stop thinking about what I was going to do, and instead asked me to consider my why. Why am I here? What is my purpose? I searched for this answer, and over the course of a few months, I realized my purpose is to live a life of deep connection, to stay grounded in what matters most to me, and to be present with those who feel unseen, overlooked, or out of place. That type of calling could have led me to a lot of places, but it led me to working with high school students. Most of society avoids being around teenagers. It's an incredibly challenging season of life, and I understand the propensity to avoid the young people and all of their angst. But shortly after I decided to move towards working with young people, I discovered that I don't find kids these days avoidable. I find them to be smart and hilarious and wise and entirely worth my time and attention. Imagine my surprise. My answer to the challenge of getting into good trouble and chasing after my life's purpose is to be a high school teacher, the one who is tasked with the honor of caring for and educating kids, the one whom some people, perhaps most kids, in the nicest way possible, I don't care what you're going to do next. I do, however, care deeply about you. And more than almost anything, I hope that you know that you are here on purpose. Your life is significantly more important than just finding a job, even a job you love. Eventually, we all realize that all the things we do can't amount to much, and we must turn instead to why. You are here on purpose. You are here to live a life of purposeful, meaningful, deeply engaged life, filled with what I hope is a lot of good and necessary trouble. Working with you and for you has been one of the greatest honors of my life. Thank you for hearing me today. I kept this short on purpose. Now, does anyone want to go on a walk?
Thank you, Ms. Mondra. At this time, I would like the Belgrade School District staff members sitting in the west end zone to please form our line to congratulate our graduates. Graduates, as they're doing this, I want you to take a quick second to turn around and look at the Belgrade School District staff that showed up to celebrate with you today and to congratulate you. It's that time, graduates. Become your diplomas. Introducing the graduates to receive their diplomas is Mrs. Roxy Smith.
You guys, this is my honor to be able to announce your names for your graduation. My helper today is Layla Magin, graduate from last year, 2024. Let's begin. Kimber Irene Andres. Piper Ann Bell. Nolan Brown. Fiona Rain Collister. Anna Teresa Makita. Alicia Margaret Pearson. Seth Logan Poppleton. Abigail Marcella Robino. Madeline Smith Simon. Sophie Stovall. Aiden John Anderson. Brady Allen Andrews. Divine Heaven Armijo. Gage Richard Banks. Morgan Marie Fossler. Talon Garrett Blackburn. Isabel Blossom. Halen Eric Ford. Madeline Nicole Bradley. Laurel Ada Brandmeier. Nicholas Robert Gray. Matthew Brown. Bryn Marie Buell. Zoe Lee Camp. Dakota Lee Carter Ochoa. Mallory May Cates. Cooper Neil Christensen. Gwen Heather Klingon. Dawson Calvin Clinton-Smith. Keegan Daniel Cook. Joseph Richard Dansky. Chef Charles Dearden. Brayden Didiker Gallagher. Grant Allen DeYoung. Hannah Eve Dickey. Amaya Rose Dillard. Kira DeRocco. Cameron J. Dixon. Patience Ann Renee Doherty. Taylor Joseph Scott Dreitz. Mason Dunlap. Zachary William Duran. Natalie Kate Durham. Eric Cole Eller. Easton ESPN Erickson. Montserrat Esparza Rodriguez. Madison Olivia Ferris. Cadence Fife. Hale Zane Bransman. Aiden Patrick Frazee. Corbin Matthew Priest. Gavin Clark Fuller. Michael Galvan. Camille Elise Ganji. Ava Melissa Garcia. Avery Ann Gates. Aiden Drake Geary. Natalia Rose Giannario. Lydia Tice Giovannini. Kai Lee Graves. Hayden John Hallbeck. Bailey Elizabeth Hassler. Brandon Lee Heights. Brianna Shea Helfrich. Kenzie Taylor Herbst Pratt. Avery Isabel Hickok. Kirsten Nicole Hildreth. Another chef, Elijah Joseph Hill. Abby Lynn Homan. Jesselyn Rose Honeycutt. Haley Marie Huss. Cassidy Jade Iverson. Joshua Michael Johnson. Zane Robert Carter Jewell. Ivy Dallas Kai. Bailey Breeden Kaiser. Connor Andrew Kelly. Lydia Lynn Kennis. Jonathan Tyler Kitchell. Ethan Jeremy Crum. Austin Cruz. Emma Frost Lamb. This one hurts. Kylie Jean Hensley. Tamika Lodi. Quincy Lynn Long. Francisco Lopez Cruz. Marlo Ann Lotman. Isaac Jorge Lori. Ava Jean Lund. Whitney Dale Merrily. Hannah Renelle Main. Thomas William Main. Hunter Calvin Mays. Marshall Ronald Malisich. Jaden Allen Milot. Cade Charles Marble. Larissa Rion Matter. Lucy May Mauritson. Ellie Jane Maxwell. Leah McClellan. Lucy Marie McLeod. Madeline Kathleen McDunn. John McGowan. Jocelyn Ann McKinney. Tegan Lane McMahon. Robert James McNeil. Ayla Annabelle Reese. Lindsay Alyssa Belgrade. Amari Tahira Michael. Hannah Bell Miller. You guys are killing me. Olivia Jean Mills. Sophia Marie Miyake. Jacob Antonio Morales. Kennedy Kieran Moriarty. Kylie Jean Mullen. Gavin Dallas Murphy. Trenton T-Bone Bruce Neal, excuse me. Rebecca Marie Nelson. Joshua Brian Nether. Derek Andrew O'Toole. Ethan Wayne Odie. Ava Ray Olson. Rias Beckett Olson. Sawyer Ethan Olson. Stella Jane Parks. Myra Nicole Partridge. Emma Nicole Palaskis. Elijah Frederick Peterson. Owen Anthony Flagman. Sophia Larry Plummerville. Sawyer Phoenix Porter. Dakota Emily Powell. Mikkel K. Pratt. Bella June Fryborn. Bonnie Rose Racky. Kaylee Ray Reed. Sarah Angelina Reichert. Kaylee Marie Reed. Ashley Ann Richardson. Joaquin Raymond Rios. Tyler Stephen Ritter. Dylan Dana Robinson. Benjamin Lee Rogers. Ryder Casey Ross. Mason Skylar Brigna. Devin Marie Sando. Avery Marie Schmidt. Rodney Owen Schmidt. Simon Peter Schmidt. Madison Searle. Julian Daniel Lee Seeley. Mael Dollar Shaw. Jackson Jonathan Shoup. Heston Scarlett Silva. John Scott Gresham Simpson. Natalia Sarka Montana Smetana. Nicholas Alexander Peyton Smith. Annabella Cecile Silver. Joseph James Soraya. Sawyer Andrew Strickland. Alexander Michael Suko. Alexia Suzanne Thorne. Okay, I need you to give me just a minute because I have a little surprise here for this young man. So as the attendance secretary, I get lots of excuses. I could probably write a book. I would nickname this young man Tighter, Tardy, Tolly. Hey, no, I'm not for you. I got permission from you. So, Ryder, I'm going to give you your own tardy sheet to go forward in the world. Writer's excuse, and I'm going to write a book about these. I like to be on time for school, but it makes the day too long. Ryder, Grant Stephen Turcotte. Wyatt Charles Turcotte. Gavin Eugene Turner. Andrew Richard Turnquist Copeland. Megan Christine Vanderjock. Mario Anthony Bonney. Rebecca Bigmore. George Jordan Uego. Kingsley Elise Vitt. Garrett Ron Walker. Sean Ryan Walker. Lucy Elizabeth Waller. Mason Watson. Abigail Lynn Weber. Hannah Joan Rose Wells. Lavon Andrew Derek Westmoreland. Christiana Lynn Winkler. Alexia Lynn Weber. And last but certainly not least, William Isaac Young. Thanks, you guys. I love you.
Good job, Christy! Mario!
Superintendent Semerad, as principal of the Belgrade High School, I hereby certify that each of these seniors receiving a diploma today has met or exceeded the eligibility requirements for a high school diploma as presented by the Belgrade School Board and the state of Montana. Would the class of 2025 please rise? On behalf of the members of the Belgrade School Board and the state of Montana, I hereby declare each of these seniors receiving a diploma today as graduates of the Belgrade School District. You may now turn your tassels. I present to you the graduates of the class of 2025 of Belgrade High School.